How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing my Sharks of Summer series. Sharks of Summer is a series I do around here where once a week, at least once, during the summer, I take a look at a shark movie. And today we have a new direct-to-video movie from the Walmart called Alien Shark. Alien Shark, this is from 2022, directed by Tom Tomborello, and stars Brittany, Altenbach, and Lukas Silva, and is a Walmart exclusive. Walmart does exclusive movies from time to time, but from what I gather, they're kind of few and far between, and I don't know, maybe they're looking at doing this more often. If Walmart wants to put out a line of exclusive horror movies, I'll probably check it out. But yeah, you see it every now and then, and I'm always a big fan of having more places for movies to be released by. Also, if you look in this little box here, it actually includes a bonus movie, Jules Verne's Mysterious Island, which is on the same disc as this one. I haven't seen that one. If it's any good and you guys have seen it, definitely tell me. But something was seeming familiar about this. I looked at the release and I'm like, okay, this is ringing a bell. And I look at the side and it's from this Green Apple Entertainment company. And I look through the collection and sure enough, Green Apple Entertainment is the same company that released Shark Huntress. Shark Huntress I covered on this channel during last year's Sharks of Summer, and take a look at these releases. It's actually kind of weird. They're the same composition, but the photos that make up the releases are actually unique photos. So yeah, they're reusing the design of the cover, but you know, the shark's different, the girl in the bikini's different. But yeah, I just kind of felt it was kind of funny to see that these two had a very similar cover. Maybe as a weird joke, they'll release a third one and give it another cover with a different girl in a different bikini, I don't know. But anyway, when comparing the two though, I do want to stress this though. This is a step up from Shark Huntress. Shark Huntress sadly was kind of a nothing burger of a movie. Very micro budget, but like the Shark Huntress, if I remember correctly, doesn't even kill a shark in this movie, and it was not the best. This one is a step in the right direction, and I don't want to say it's perfect or anything. Shark Huntress was a micro-budget nothing burger, and this is a micro-budget kind of cheesy movie, and it has, you know, plot and characters that they're not perfect, but definitely are a step up and much more functioning than they were in Shark Huntress. So I'm always a fan of seeing someone, you know, expand themselves, you know, taking the profits from the last movie and using it to make a slightly better movie. And if they can keep this trail going, eventually they should get to something pretty good. But as it stands now, it is definitely a step in the right direction, but not really anything to write home about. This is going for the cheese, as you can tell with a title like Alien Shark. You want some cheesy sci-fi shark movie fun, and there is bits of that. It's just not necessarily enough. You know, when you look for a cheesy movie, you want either intentional cheese like Sharknado or Sharkenstein, or unintentional cheese like Troll 2 or Birdemic. And there is a little bit of cheese in here. You know, towards the end, there's a fun little finale, and there's a few wild and crazy moments. You know, there's a little creature that shoots out of the alien shark's mouth that's really only in one scene and never fully explained, and is a really great, crazy moment in this movie. But that being said, budgetary reasons, we can't get too crazy, and I do wish like the level that it got to at the end was more spread out throughout the whole movie, but you know, sadly, a lot of padding with character relationship drama, and you don't get to see enough of the shark. You know, The shark is primarily either stock footage with green eyes painted onto it, or a few shots of a CGI shark, and you get more of them towards the end, but almost no interaction with the main characters. So almost no interaction means that a lot of the kills are disappointing, and also not as often as they should be in a dumb, cheesy shark movie. And so yeah, because of the budget, not enough interaction, not enough good kills, and also simply not enough shark. It does show up and it does lead to some fun and cheesy moments, but not quite big enough or extreme enough to be a really goofy, crazy movie. Now, another thing, the characters, you get the characters and they do talk about relationships. There's this whole thing where one of the girls is falling for a girl's ex-boyfriend, and, you know, that does kind of draw out the runtime a bit. But that being said, 72 minutes. It doesn't have time to get old. You know, the movie moves along briskly enough, and being an hour and 12 minutes long-ish, yeah, nothing quite overstays its welcome. And you do get the characters having jokes and kind of, you know, sitcom-esque banter, which is okay. Again, it's not the funniest thing ever. You know, with sitcoms, you really need to know the characters super well, and they have their gimmicks, you know, like the one that believes in crystals, or the one that's always on her phone. And there's actually, the ex-boyfriend's best friend that tags along in this movie is actually a pretty good actor, and he did have a few good moments in here. So the characters are okay, but again, nothing super spectacular, but definitely a step in the right direction from Shark Huntress. So yeah, it's a cheesy micro-budget movie, and if you guys are cheesy micro-budget shark fans, you'll probably like this one. Not super big and extreme, again, budgetary reasons I'd have to guess, but definitely compared to Shark Huntress, we are moving in the right direction, and if we continue at this pace, in a couple more films, we'll probably get a really good film, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, not the best thing ever, but if you can spare, I think this is like $10 or so, and you know, micro-budget, cheesy shark movies, you'll probably have a good enough time with this. There are some fun moments. I just wish there were more. I mean, when that little creature crawls out of the shark's mouth, that was insane, and I wish that was happening all the time, you know? But anyway, in order to analyze this further, let's talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to go through and analyze the plot. I will be avoiding the end bits. Anyway, we open up with two girls, and they're going down the beach, and one of them sees a mysterious glowing space rock, and when she picks it up, she feels compelled to walk into the ocean. Her friend follows her, and they get eaten by a shark, which is pretty much off screen, because, you know, you don't want to blow your budget too early, but you gotta kill off those prologue characters, right? Anyway, we see that sharks are possessing people. This is actually, probably does the Shark Exorcist concept better than the actual movie Shark Exorcist. But anyway, we see the aliens are in a ship above Earth, and I do really like that. It almost feels like an old-timey Saturday morning cartoon where they keep cutting back to the shots of the alien in the ship above Earth. You know, you don't actually get to see the aliens, but they're just kind of overlording over us. But they start to begin their reign of terror, and their logic is that Earth is primarily water, and sharks are the dominant species in water, so let's possess the sharks. And after the sharks, they're starting to possess people, and I'm not really sure how or why you get possessed. It seems to happen kind of randomly. The first girl picked up the rock. After that, it can kind of just happen from time to time, and yeah, I'm not sure how, I'm not sure why, and then you think if that was your goal, just, you know, possess everybody and have them all walk into the water to get eaten by your sharks, yet it doesn't seem to just click for everybody, and sometimes when they get possessed, they linger around and do creepy things rather than just jumping in the water to die. So I'm not entirely sure how this all works, but sharks and people are getting possessed with occasional flashings of glowing green eyes. Anyway, after the introduction, we meet our main girl. She's a military girl, and she wants to do as good as she can in the military, but she's got some time off, and she's taking a girls' trip with all her friends to this beach house that one of their fathers has rented, and they're looking forward to a couple of days partying at the beach. But it turns out one girl invited her ex-boyfriend and his best friend because her ex-boyfriend seemed kind of sad, and she brought him along without telling anyone else. Now there will be some drama as the ex-boyfriend starts to fall in love with the military girl, and how okay is the girl that brought him with that? You know, they're supposed to be broken up, but can she really see him go on to someone else? And yeah, there is a bunch of talking about relationships and stuff, which I'm never really a big fan of. Again, though, the movie's only 72 minutes, so nothing really has time to get to grading. And we do get the characters doing those sitcom-esque jokes with each other. And not the funniest thing ever, but it is some lively banter, and it's way, way better than a lot of other micro-budget shark movies with wooden acting. You know, you can tell there is a sense of effort and levity among the crew, and they'll be drinking and partying. Nothing too extreme. It is actually kind of funny. In the dialogue, they talk about how often and how hard they party sometimes. The partying in here doesn't get too terribly wild, you know? But they'll be drinking and partying when the military girl starts to notice something is up and people are acting strangely. She also finds this beachcomber guy who is trying to help her out. You see, he's been abducted by aliens before, and he talks on this walkie-talkie to a mysterious figure, which I'm guessing is good aliens? But he'll be there to help her out with plot exposition and to give her useful things and help move the story along. But yeah, she sees this guy, and she really does want to try to help him, you know, just some random guy on the beach who seems a little out of it. Are you okay? Can we do anything for you? You know, so she has that kind of mindset. Another one of the girls, the girl that believes in crystals, will try to do a crystal ritual to call out to the spirit of Mother Earth, and when she's doing this, she inadvertently calls out to the aliens, and that draws their attention, and she winds up getting possessed, and everyone else thinks maybe she partied too hard. I don't know why the aliens, you know, like, this girl could have just walked into the ocean, but instead she hangs around to be a little creepy. I don't know why the aliens are investigating this one random house. I mean, they're invading the entirety of the Earth, right? Is it because the beachcomber's nearby? Or did that ritual just send such a shockwave that they have to look in on this and make sure this house is right? I don't know. But she starts to act weird, and there's a few funny shots where she'll look at the camera and her eyes will flash green, and the main girl sees that, and her reaction is like, huh. You know, you think if someone's eyes flash green, that would be like a big, whoa, what the heck just happened moment, stop everything. Did you have glowing green eyes for a second? But instead the reaction is, huh, you know? But anyway, eventually things will start to heat up. You know, sharks will start to pick off people. Again, not as extreme and not as often as I would prefer, but things start to heat up towards the end, and you know, we do get a little bit more action. I won't spoil the ending, but I will say there is some fun, cheesy moments, including the main girl. She gives a speech about how we're not going to run away anymore. We're going to face the sharks, which is kind of funny because she never really ran from the sharks. She's the kind of head-on girl that when something's wrong, she's going to investigate it. And I don't really know what she means by running from the sharks because she never really did that. You also get a few weird little moments like that that don't quite work out. Like they make this big deal about getting the spear gun, or like maybe it's a bow and arrow or something. They make a big deal out of it, and then I don't think they ever use it in the movie. You know, they just kind of go, huh, a weapon, and then it's not in the finale. And there's like, you know, like later on in the movie, they introduce a random new character to the group that just kind of comes out of nowhere, and I'm like, that's classic low-budget movie stuff. Just a random guy is a new character way too late in the movie. And, you know, other stuff like that spaceship just hovering above Earth, doing nothing. Yeah, there are some cheesy fun moments in here. Again, it's a case of I wish there were more, but there are some goofy moments. In particular, that little alien creature, that was fun, you know? So overall, I can see, you know, this Green Apple Entertainment Company is making a step in the right direction. It's by no means a perfect movie, but it is a step up from Shark Huntress, so hopefully this is their steps leading in the right direction, and I'm hoping that they eventually become something like The Asylum, where we get good cheesy shark movies from them every so often. You know, I do like progression. Even if they're not quite there yet, this is progression in the right direction, and there is some fun moments here, and I'm hoping that their next movie has even more. So yeah, it's not great, it's not the best thing ever, it's not super cheesy, wacky, insane stuff, but if you like low-budget, cheesy movies and you know what to expect, this is another fine example of it, and I'm hoping they continue to progress, because this was definitely a step up, you know? So yeah, it's okay. If you're in the right crowd for it, you'll probably like it. Just don't expect too terribly much. Again, this is micro budget. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my shark movies playlist, where you can see me talk about a whole bunch of shark movies. I've talked about Jaws, Deep Blue Sea, I talked about Shark Huntress, and I talked about all the Sharknado movies. So if you want to see me talk about more shark movies, that playlist should pop up. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Shark movies playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.